Okay, so we're going to do a tutorial on how to pull a character out of a picture and then add them into something new. So today is May the 4th, so May the 4th be with you. And we're going to use this picture of the child, aka Grogu. I found a picture where I thought it would be fun to put him into something else because he's already like inside something, so we could place him in some other object. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this image. Right click, copy image. Now, I've used paint.net. I'm going to use Pixlr for this one because Pixlr is free and online and you don't have to download or install it. And I'm going to use the advanced version of Pixlr. Now, when you open Pixlr, all you have to do is paste, Control V, paste, and there's my picture. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just duplicate this layer. I think maybe. How do I do this? I don't know. I'm just going to unlock the layer. And I'm going to, always like to make a copy if I can. No, I'm having a hard time. I'm going to go Control A, Control C. I'm going to add a new layer. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I'm just going to do this. Empty layer, paste. Paste. Control A, Control C, Control V. There we go. I press Control A to select all, Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste. Now I'm going to turn this layer off, and I don't need this layer, so I'm going to delete it. I accidentally created an extra layer. So I'm going to work with this layer, and the first thing I want to do is erase all the extra stuff around Grogu. So one way you can try to do this is the magic wand. Now, if I click the magic wand, you'll notice it's selected like parts of his body. So if I hit delete right now, I'm going to mess up his body. But I'm going to try this. I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. I'm going to change my tolerance lower and just see if that helps. Now let's try the magic wand. I mean, it's a little better. It's not very good. I'm going to do this manually. So I'm going to go in with the eraser, or actually the selection tool, hit Control D to deselect. And I'm going to zoom in with I love that I can use the roller to zoom in. And I'm going to go in as close as I can with the lasso selection tool. What the lasso selection, it does let you select whatever you want, and then I can just hit delete. So I'm going to go really close to his ear. And I'm going to do a little bit at a time. And then I'm going to go and just take out a chunk like this. And I'm going to hit delete. Okay. And you can do this at your own pace. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. I like to make lots of little movements when I'm doing something like this. And then make a bigger movement, let go. When you let go of the mouse, it automatically connects to the starting point. And let's try more of that. You can just click off to deselect. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to finish cutting out Grogu until I have him all cleaned up. I'm going to cut everything out of the screen. So I have one piece of advice when you're doing this. I suggest cleaning around the character because if you just clean just the inside of the character, it's really easy to delete. So like, for example, I can get the eraser now on the top here. Let's see, where's my eraser tool? Go to the eraser, make that eraser way bigger, like just really big, okay? And hit Control D to deselect. And then watch this. Up here, it's really easy. Oops, am I on the right layer? Why isn't it erasing? I don't know why it's not erasing. I'm on the layer. I'm clicking. Why is it turning red? I'm going to refresh. I'm going to refresh my screen. See what happens. Also, I'll open the image again. Let's try the eraser again. Where are you, eraser? There we go. I'm going to pause while I figure this out. Okay, I figured out why my eraser wasn't working. I don't know what happened, but I was on the wrong layer. So if I turn this off and turn this on, you'll see I randomly erased on that bottom layer. I'm trying to save that bottom picture in case I need it. So I'm going to go back up to this layer. I'm going to make my eraser very big. And we're going to get rid of as much of this area up here as I can. This is a lot easier once you clean up around the character. Now I'm going to pause my video again, and I'm going to sort of delete more around the character. This stuff is really easy to erase in the beginning, and I'll just, I can just sort of get most of it. But my goal is to clean up. Oops, Control Z. Oh, here's another tip. Let go of your mouse frequently when you're erasing. And the reason you want to do that is because if I go like this, if I erase, let's say I erase around the entire thing and oops, I accidentally do that. When I Control Z, it's going to undo all the erasing I just did. Whereas if I click, let go, click, let go, click, let go, click, let go. Oops, I erased part of his ear, Control Z, I only lose that one click. So by clicking less, you're going to actually get a better result. Now I'm going to continue erasing and I will be back when Baby Yoda is all cleaned up. I just want to say that Baby Grogu really needs to do some stuff with his nails. His nail care is atrocious. Obviously, someone is not taking care of his nails. And, you know, your average bounty hunter does not take care of children's toenail and nail hygiene as well as maybe they should because they're busy hunting down bad guys and stuff. So we're going to let it slide this time. But honestly, those nails are horrendous. Pause. Okay, I think I have cleaned up my whole Baby Yoda. Here's a way to check if you did a good job cleaning up an image. Create a blank layer, put it underneath your picture, and then you're going to fill it with, I like green. And that, look at that. I can actually see there's some mistakes I made. You can see these little spots right here. So I'm going to get my eraser again. I'm going to go really big here. Okay. And I'm going to select my layer that has Baby Yoda on it. And I'm going to make this eraser even bigger. 500. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's too big. Oops, too big. Maybe 200. There we go. And I'm going to erase all those other little pieces that I missed like that. Yeah. Now that gets you a nice clean erase. Now there's some spots here. If you look, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make my opacity on my eraser. I feel like well, maybe it's the opacity. Yeah. And I'm going to kind of click on the edges here. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see what's happening. I'm going to make this smaller. What this does is it smooths out the edges so the edges don't look so like sharp. And I'm just going to I'm going to click near the area like this, like right on the edge. And I'm just going to click. And you see it sort of starts erasing it like that. And I'm going to sort of like try to smooth out my like spots where it's too harsh and too like it just looks like the lines are too unrealistic, you know, like look sharp. Like I'm looking around these areas here, around his ear. I'm going to zoom in there so you can see it. There we go. So I'm cleaning it up, cleaning it up, cleaning it up, cleaning it up. There we go. That's looking a lot better. This is a little spot I missed. That's why that green background really helps because the black you really can't see. Sometimes you can't see it even with the checkerboard. Sort of makes it a little hard to see. And this is looking pretty clean. A few little spots here as I zoom in. You can see I'm going to change my softness up a little harder. There we go. Make those erase better. I think I have a mark on my screen itself, so that's a screen issue. Oh, this is kind of messed up right there. You can see that's an obvious mistake. So I'm going to clean that up. Clean that up. I'm just clicking a bunch of times right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks better. I'm keep clicking there because there's something on my screen. I gotta scrape it off with my finger. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're almost. So this is the edge that he was sitting on, and his hand went under something. I could erase that little spot there. I'm going to use the this tool because it kind of goes right to there, and then I just let go and hit delete. That's better. And now we have a fully cleaned up Baby Yoda that is ready to be used in another picture. Okay, so remember, we're doing this from the idea of the squirrel picture. We have the squirrel, right? And here's the page, the Photoshop squirrel. I just want to give you this sample so you can sort of see, like, here's what we're doing. If I scroll down, oh, I'm really zoomed in here. So sorry. So there's squirrel. Here's the squirrel in a different pose. That's a really radical pose action there. And I really like this where there's a pole in his hand with the little avatar symbol. So we're going to take that idea and make something with Baby Grogu. You can put your Baby Grogu anywhere. I'm just going to look for Mad Hatter teacups. That'd actually be kind of fun. I'm going to take one of the Mad Hatter teacups because it's perfect. It's a circle, and he was kind of in that circular thing. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to just take, I don't know, this one's cool. Let's copy that. Copy image. Let's go back to the photo, and I'm going to add, I'm just going to paste it. Control V paste. It's on its own layer. That is a very small picture. I'm going to undo. I'm going to go find a bigger version of this picture, a bigger picture of that teacup. Let's see. Mad Hatter teacup. And then I'm going to look for a large version of an image. So I'm going to go to images. And then under tools, you can actually select size you want to use or more maybe. No, it's under tools. Size. I'm going to go large so I can get a larger picture. And I want one that's an open teacup so he can look like he's sitting inside the teacup. Let's see if I can actually find one that has like a good, maybe I'll go back to medium pictures just in case. That one could work. Let's try this one. Okay, so I'm going to copy that image, right click, copy image. We're going to go back to Pixlr. I'm going to paste Control V. That picture's not very big either, but oh well. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to grab the edges and just drag it out. And I'm going to put it right about here. Okay, and I'm going to use the magic wand. I'm going to delete the extra white around the edges there. That's the beauty of having a pre-done picture. I'm going to drag this on top. So step one is I'm just going to position him. Control D to deselect one time, and then I'm going to get the arrow, and I'm going to move so that he's about where I need him to be. I'm going to shrink him a little bit. And I'm going to move the cup down and move. Okay, so first I want to get his hands so they're right. See the hands? They're actually perfect. They look like they're right on the edge. Now I'm going to clean up so that it looks like he's in front. So I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to Control C, Control V. I put a copy of that picture and I'm going to put, I'm going to get the picture and I want to put that on top of Baby Grogu. And what I want to do is I want to make it so that the front part of this has his body inside it, right? So right now it doesn't look like his hands are on top. I'm going to make his hands look like they're on top by clicking on this image, and I'm going to make it see-through by double-clicking on the layer, right-clicking on the layer, and I'm going to change the opacity. I want to see where his little hands are. Okay, see, I can see his hands through the copy, and now I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to erase just where his hands would be. So I'm going to erase right here. I'm going to zoom in really close because I want this to be as accurate. So I'm going to make this smaller, like as small as I can make it. Just a reminder to my students who are in class that we are not talking right now. We are being very quiet because I am in the middle of doing this tutorial. So I'm getting in as close as I can, and I'm erasing and I'm cleaning this up. And I want to make it so that his hand, I'm erasing the cup, the see-through cup layer, because I want his hand to come out on top like that. And then, is this his hand here? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to go back and look at the original picture. No, his other hand was behind it. So that's actually perfect. And then right here, those two little claws come over the top. So I'm going to zoom over there and I'm going to erase everything. And you see it. I'm going to make that layer, I'm going to make this cup layer a little darker. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to make that a little less bright so that you can sort of see what's happening, because I want his hand to be there, but I also want to zoom in so I'm getting really accurate here. And I want to get all the spots where I see his hand. So his little hands. This little baby Yoda child hands are visible. And this is going to look, I think, pretty cool. It's going to look like he's in this teacup. Baby Yoda in a teacup. That might be the title. That might be the title of this video. I don't know. Almost there. Now I think I can make this layer, right click, and let's make it, oops, wrong one, teacup layer. Right click on the teacup layer. Let's make it very dark. And then I'm going to go back and just erase any other little pieces that I didn't do a good job of erasing. And that looks pretty good. Look at that. Boom. Baby Yoda in a teacup. Now all I need is a background, like Star Wars Star Sky. That sounds like a thing. Hey, look at that. Boom. Star Wars Star Sky. Here. I like it. I'm going to click this, right click, copy image, go back, and I'm going to go to my layers, and I'm just going to paste it, Control V, and then I'm going to move that layer to the bottom. Baby Yoda in a teacup in outer space. You're welcome, Internet. Started here, and we ended here. What could you do with your image? Happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, and have fun with your Star Wars creations. And if you have any questions, post them in the comment or something. I will try and respond if I can. But, I might be celebrating Star Wars and watching Star Wars, so I might not be able to help you. Bye.